long after the sun had finished its day's work and slipped behind the blue hills. A small valley rested under a blanket of evening. The grass glowed silver in the moonlight, and the air smelled like warm earth and clover and sleep. On a gentle slope above the valley lived 3 goats. There was Mallow, whose coat was the color of pale cream and whose ears drooped as if they were always listening to secrets. There was Brindle, sturdy and brown, with calm eyes that seemed to understand more than he ever said. And there was Luma, the smallest, grey as soft rain clouds, with a quiet curiosity that made her pause and notice things others hurried past. At night, when the crickets began their soft music and the stars blinked awake one by one, the goats liked to settle near the old stone wall that wrapped around their meadow. The stones held warmth from the day, and leaning against them felt like being hugged by the land itself. Tonight was especially still. The wind barely moved. Even the owls were silent, as if the world were holding its breath. Mallow sighed a long, contented sigh and folded her legs beneath her. "Do you ever notice," she murmured, "how quiet has a shape?" Brindle blinked slowly. "A shape, yes," Mallow said. "Not empty, just gentle. Like a bowl that holds everything without spilling." Luma tilted her head. She loved thoughts like that, thoughts you could curl up inside. They sat together, listening. Somewhere far below, water trickled over stones. A breeze brushed the grass, then wandered off. Above them, the moon rested like a soft lamp hung carefully in the sky. Luma felt something flutter in her chestnut excitement. "Not worry, something slower, I think," she said softly. "This is the quiet you can walk into." Brindle smiled, or at least did the goat version of smiling. "Then let's walk slowly." Earlier that day, the goats had wandered farther than usual, following a trail of wild thyme that smelled like sunshine. They had climbed and climbed until the meadow looked like a patchwork quilt far below. Now, with night settling in, the memory of that long walk felt heavy in their legs, but in a good way. The kind of tired that means you did enough. Mallow stretched her neck and yawned. "The stars feel closer tonight. That's because we're listening," Brindle said. Luma closed her eyes for a moment. In the darkness behind her lids, she could still feel the dather warmth of stones, the slow rhythm of walking, the way shadows stretched long and kind. She opened her eyes again and noticed something new. At the far edge of the meadow, a firefly blinked once. Then another, tiny lanterns floating. Unhurried, the goats watched as more lights appeared, drifting gently, never rushing, never colliding. Mallow whispered, "They look like thoughts falling asleep." That made Luma smile. As the night deepened, the meadow seemed to exhale. Even the grass lay flatter, as if settling into. Brindle stood carefully and took a few steps toward the wall, then lowered himself down with a soft grunt. The stones welcomed him. "Come on," he said. "This spot remembers rest." Mallow and Luma joined him, pressing close. Their warmth blended, steady and calm. Time slowed. Or maybe it always moved this way, and they were just noticing now. Luma's breathing matched the rise and fall of Brindle's side. Mallow's ear flicked once, then stilled. A cloud drifted across the moon, dimming the light, and the valley grew darker, but not scary, just softer, like turning down a lamp. Luma thought about the path they'd taken that day, about how every step had led them back here, about how the meadow never rushed them, never asked for more than they could give. She realized something important, though she didn't rush to say it. Quiet, she understood, wasn't the absence of sound. It was the presence of belonging. Eventually, Mallow spoke again, her voice barely louder than the wind. "If the quiet has a shape," she said, "what do you think it looks like?" Brindle took his time answering. "I think it looks like this," he said. "3 goats, a stone wall, a night that knows our names." Lama felt her eyes grow heavy. She imagined the quiet as a wide, gentle field, no edges, no hurry, a place where even thoughts could lie down. Above them, the stars continued their slow watching. Below them, the valley dreamed its own deep dreams. One by one, the fireflies dimmed, their lights folding away like wings. Mallow's breathing deepened. Brindle's chin rested against the stone. Luma felt herself drifting, floating somewhere between waking and sleep. The last thing she noticed was how safe the world felt when nothing was asking her to move, and in that soft, steady, quiet shaped just right. The goats slept. The meadow held them. The night watched over them, and the quiet stayed, gentle and full, until morning. I hope this story has brought you a moment of peace. If you'd like to find more quiet moments like this, please subscribe and join our community. Thank you for listening. Sleep well.